Hi, today I'd like to talk about reading in a foreign language. I'd like to divide this film into two parts. In the first part I will tell you why I think it's important to read in a foreign language, and in the second part of the film I will explain how should we do it. So let's begin. Why should we read in a foreign language? I think it's very important to overcome some difficulties and to overcome the gap between some levels in language learning. For more experienced learners, this threshold between the levels is between C1 and C2, because C2 is near native level, and for less experienced learners this threshold is between B1 and B2 levels. Why is it so? Because on B2 level we start using more complicated phrases. For example, we communicate our feelings, some emotions, thoughts, and to do it we need a wider range of vocabulary, and automatically we have to learn how to analyze the language to create new words. So on B2 level we start to be very independent in language learning. We start to form new words in word formation. We start to manipulate our syntax to emphasize some structures, to give to underline some things, and I think this ability to analyze the language is very difficult, and it's a very big skill, and that's why this threshold between B1 and B2 is very difficult to overcome. I think when we start reading we absorb big amount of this more complex language. Basically, it's very difficult to find a book without some deeper thoughts of the narrator, without some emotions, feelings described. So whatever we choose, we absorb more natural and more complex language, which of course helps us to start using it ourselves. And I have to say that my own experience showed me that reading helps us with all language skills. And when I started reading in English, I noticed that it got easier to understand grammar, to use grammar in my speaking, and I started to use more natural language. Previously I used only structures from the student's book, and my language was, I could say, artificial, because it was learned from the student's book. When I started reading in English, I felt like this language was more familiar to me, and it was much easier to not only to read, of course, but also to do more things. And thanks to reading I moved on. If you find it useful, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe my channel. There will be another part of this film about rules which we should obey when we start reading in a foreign language. Please watch it and tell me if you like it.